Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Claudio Orlando Redempto Putrahage. I am a seminarian of Seminari Sinar Buana. Today, I will present the speech with title Intolerance. Intolerance is a word that has been heard and even discussed in classrooms, formal education, and other social settings. There are always words or discussions about intolerance when we read or watch YouTube or television, and many state leaders or religious leaders discuss or convey this in official forums or in their writings. Tolerance is the antonym of intolerance. Tolerance is derived from the Latin word tolerare, which means patient restraint. Intolerance implies impatience, a lack of restraint, or a lack of peace. Intolerance is frequently associated with religious life in many discussions. Religions essentially have the meaning of directing humans not to be chaotic or peaceful. The issue with intolerance is that religious differences make people intolerant. Religious differences are actually deeds, things that cannot be avoided and willed in social life. Religions such as Catholicism, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Protestantism are all present in Indonesia. These religious institutions have long existed in Indonesia and are now permanent due to legal protection. Article 29, paragraph 2 of the Republic of Indonesian Constitution of 1945 emphasized that the state guarantees the independence of its citizens to embrace their own religion and adhere to their religions and beliefs. Similarly, according to Article 28E, paragraph 1 of the Republic of Indonesia's 1645 Constitution, everyone is free to embrace religion and worship according to his religion, to choose his education and teaching, to choose a job, to choose citizenship, to choose a place to live in the state territory, and to live it. As well as the right to return, every person has the right to freedom of belief and expression of thoughts and attitudes according to his conscience, says Article 28E, paragraph 2 of the 1945 Constitution. Therefore, every Indonesian citizen, both individually and as a group, can practice their religion and carry out their religious rituals in this country, and the fact that there are places of worship such as mosques, churches, monasteries, and others in various corners of the country is a common religious phenomenon in Indonesia. Religious diversity in Indonesia is part of national life and even ingrained, which is why the motto Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, namely different but one nation, was created. This is the moral principle that lives in Republic of Indonesia. What cannot be denied is that religion, which previously had a good understanding and peace and was always associated with sacred things, has become a source of problems in plain view. The concreteness is that there are religious groups or institutions that are a source of hatred and hostility toward the killing of fellow Indonesian citizens. In my opinion, there are two things that become a problem or a spark that causes religious life to become a problem. First, the human inability to see differences as willed, a place of learning and a part of life. This is closely related the low human resource or HR of Indonesian society. We know that Indonesian human resource at the ASEAN level rank fourth. Meanwhile, at the world level, according to the records of the 2018 Global Human Capital Index, out of the 113 countries, Indonesia is in the 65th position. The low ability of human thinking, especially in Indonesia, or a way of thinking that is not brute or minimal is a burden that makes it difficult to think properly and correctly. About differences in the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia. People who do not have the ability to think broadly or soundly will see differences both individually and in groups as an arena for competition and the need to hate others and be enemies of each other, or the difficulty of making healthy and right competition in midst of differences far from that destination. Low human resource is a picture of humans with kampungan thoughts, or thoughts with the law of the jungle. Those who are different or not in a group with us must be annihilated. Second, the politicization of religion means transforming a religious community in a political group or party. Just as political parties compete with other political parties and even become opposition, so is the religion. If it is politicized, it will easily and far become fighters who have opponents or all in opposition with other religious groups. Currently, a trend is called identity politics, where certain religious groups are used as a vehicle for pursuing political plans for the benefit of the party. Such politicization of religion eventually makes religious life unhealthy because there is a lot of competition. One religion feels more involved or better than other religions, and the other religions become opponents who are oppressed or cornered. This diverse society, by politicizing religion, has become disharmonious in its life in Indonesia. Indonesian society eventually becomes scattered or intolerable. Intolerance becomes irrelevant and must be removed from life on the archipelago. The Indonesian state is a country that was formed and built on the diversity of tribes, religions, race, language, islands, and others. That image or philosophy is evident in the principle of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which is different but still one. Every Indonesian citizen as unique or normalist in the 1945 Constitution respect and build cooperation with one another without seeing and making differences a barrier. As a result, every Indonesian citizen, both individually and as a group, can practice religion and carry out the religious rituals in this country. And the presence of place of worship such as mosques, churches, monasteries, and the other in various parts of the country is a common religious phenomenon in Indonesia. Religious diversity is ingrained in Indonesia culture, which is why the slogan Bhinneka Tunggal Ika or different but one nation was created. This is the moral principle that governs the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the speech about intolerance. Seminari Sinar Buana, September 1st, 2023.